Hey gang, so we've got the new roadmap roundup coming up here, and let's go ahead and do a sprint watch. It's not going to be much of a sprint watch since the monthly report only comes every other month, but there are a couple cool things dropping with 4.2.1. The first thing I wanted to say was make sure that you have done all the things you need to do before a new patch drops. So pull all the components that you've harvested off your ships, pull all the guns that you've bought off your ships. If you have any refinery operations still going, go ahead and close those out. If you close them early, you'll still get paid something for them. So, I mean, if they've got another 10 hours to run, I would probably go ahead and cash them out now. So that's the big news on that front. It does look like 4.2.1. A lot of cool little things in there, quality of life things. A lot of the patches this year have been like that. But let's go ahead and get into what they're saying about the roadmap roundup. We'll get into 4.2.1 and the coming Meteor very shortly, not the Comet, which is what I keep wanting to call it. So, notable changes, July 16th, 2025, release view 421. All 421 cards have been set to committed. So, no more sneaky things out there. 4.3, which at the rate they're going is going to be dropping in, what, 2-3 weeks? It's been pretty quick pace to the point where I almost don't want to put stuff on my ships because these patches are coming so fast and it is really hit or miss what it retains. That I'm kind of like, how much do I really want to invest in this patch? The next one's going to be coming soon. But on the flip side of that, I've been saying for years that server tech was the log jam, that CIG had been saying that server tech was the log jam. Now we're kind of seeing that play out since they've actually got server tech more or less mostly working. We don't have dynamic server meshing yet, but we've got server meshing working now, and you can kind of see it in all the stuff that they're rolling out that they just weren't able to do a year or so ago. But anyway, 4.3 Volt Laser Sniper, the Zenith. So this is the last. No, we're still missing the Volt Pistol. Introducing a powerful new weapon that combines the raw punch of a charged sniper shot with the rapid fire precision of a marksman rifle. The Zenith sniper rifle ability to automatically charge when held, giving you far more flexibility in the battlefield at the cost of being audible to possible hostiles. Managing heat is, however, crucial, as they are with all Volt weapons, as overheating renders the weapon temporarily inoperable, leaving players exposed to enemy fire. So it's just like the other Volt weapons. Just from the way that they're describing it, it's going to be more in the line of the AO3 than the P6LR, the 50 cal one. So slightly less powerful than the 50 cal, but can fire a little bit quicker. And of course, can do a beam, which I don't know how useful a beam is as a sniper, but as a long rifle, not bad. Dynamic snow. This one's kind of cool. Introducing dynamic snow to select locations where snow already exists, leveraging the same environmental systems that power dynamic rain. This means snowfall will now appear based on weather conditions. So that's pretty neat. And then Wicklow Light Combat Stealth Suit, adding a special light combat stealth suit to Wicklow's Emporium. And all of those are tentative. I don't normally do this, but let's check the roadmap update just because it does show some kind of cool things. We just do a quick overview of what's dropping on us here. So again, over here, we've got medium utility armor, the Strata. This is what we're getting for the event that's dropping tomorrow, the sort of where you got to go and collect resources and stuff like that. Sort of see that they've got all of the liveries for the specific corpse. This helmet here has been available as loot for a while, and I was wondering when they were going to drop the armor. So this is the armor that goes with it. But anyway, medium utility armor, kind of cool. Let's see, the new hairstyles are dropping in. So should be able to see those. They're dropping more for 4.2.1, so we're going to see more. Cortec, that's going to be the global event tracking services. And then down here in missions and events, we're getting Space Combat Mission Support Ship, adding new missions focused around escorting ships that are under immediate threat. I think we've had this for a while, but probably expanding on it, so more ships. And then missions collection, that's obviously more Wicklow missions. Let's see, there's your laser shotgun, which is in the last one. Oh, so there is the Volt laser pistol. So there's the pulse. So they're probably dropping the pulse in this one too. And then they're dropping the sniper there in 4.3. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go ahead and take a look at 4.3. We'll just take a little look ahead. FPS turrets. So to this point, you've had the big turrets at bunkers and other locations that would force you to land a ways off if you couldn't pop them all and then drive in or run in or whatever. To most people, especially if you're running solo, would just run in. Now you're going to have FPS turrets. So if you go into a bunker or one of these building missions, you might have some more to deal with. So you might have to bring something like a railgun just to deal with that thing. Characters, the sniper light armor is coming, which we saw that at SitCon when they did all the characters, when they revealed the Valakar was dropping. And then Wicklow, of course, is dropping the light stealth suit, which presumably is this with like horns strapped to it or something. If only they didn't glow in the dark. More hairstyles, so they're rolling out regular ones of those. Medium utility armor, the Ambrose, so you're going to get the, where are they? Oh, Resource Drive. That's the name of the other one. But where is the armor? There it is. So yeah, so you got the Strata. No, it is different. So you got the medium utility armor here, which is the Strata, and then you have the military, or the medium utility armor, which is the Ambrose. The Ambrose helmet is the one that I've seen. I think it might be the same thing, just this one is like an executive version, because I could swear that's the helmet for the Ambrose, but I could be wrong. Ladder improvements. This is one that we're really looking forward to. I think they're actually dropping this in 4.2.1 because it's in the PTU right now. And ladders, again, are one of those traversal things that I've been waiting for a long time. There was ladders, there was swimming, there was sliding, and there was prone movements. So far, we haven't seen any of those, and now we're just getting ladders. So I want to say that was from SitCon 2 years ago that we saw ladders. So it took a little while to implement. Not exactly sure why, but probably just other things took precedence or took priority. Dynamic snow is dropping. Cooperative zones, which are kind of the opposite of contested zones. These are ones where you work together to solve puzzles. Presumably these will be in armistice zones, so you can't do anything. Abandoned underground facilities, that is where they're going to have the cooperative zones take place, and presumably other missions that they can do later. Mission pickup on location, enabling new missions to be discovered and added to journals when you approach or enter a designated area. So you go to a place and it might pop up an abandoned underground facility mission, or it might pop up like a looting mission for Wicklow or something like that. Vehicles, special Wicklow ships, and the Pulse. And that is it for it. Speaking of new ships, one thing I wanted to point out, Chairman's Club, we're getting this bad boy when 4.2.1 drops. So yeah, that's pretty cool if you're a Chairman Club member, which if I remember right is $1,000. I don't think it's 10,000. Either way, that's a pretty cool suit. It would be neat if you were walking around Hurston wearing that and the guards would salute you. It'd be kind of a cool little thing. So the Meteor is coming in here. So my opinions on this ship is that it's niche. Basically, it's kind of striking me in the same vein as like the Hurricane. From what I understand, it has 2 size 1 shields. The 2 ballistic cannons, So slow firing, not like Manus repeaters, are bespoke, so you can't take them off. Cannons are slow firing, so if you're in a light ship, you can dodge them pretty easily. And then it's got 4 size, I believe size 2s or 3s on it. I think they're 3s. So it hits pretty hard, a lot like the Hurricane does. But it's a single seater, so you don't quite have the the good and the bad. The good is that you can do this with just one person. The bad being that you don't have the flexibility of a turret. So if you're getting attacked by more than one person, the turret can't just flip around and shoot the person coming from behind you. But as far as this guy goes, yeah, I don't know. People are already saying it's dead on arrival. I don't think it's dead on arrival. I think it's there to attack larger ships. So this thing is made to hunt like anything from vanguards to like freelancers and cutlasses, maybe Connies, but I think it might have its hands full with a Connie. But that said, it should be more maneuverable than a Connie. So this thing should be able to do to the Connie what an arrow would do to this. What I am interested in hearing is what the rock, scissors, paper plan is. Like, are light fighters only supposed to be able to hurt these things and not be able to hurt things like the Connie, while these things can hurt the Connie but suffer like badly against ships like the Arrow? So light fighters would be taking out this thing, protecting a Connie, and this thing would be taking out the Connie if it didn't have escorts like an Arrow. That kind of thing. And how are they going to balance it internally? Space Tomato and Avenger 1 had a really good talk a couple days ago, a couple hours long. So, I mean, buckle up, but they brought up some good points. And one of the things I agree with them on is that CIG, they're balancing for what the game is now and the game in the future. It's just kind of putting them in a weird spot where the ships aren't balanced at all. Like a Fury and an Arrow are so obviously superior to everything else that it's hard to see that once armor is implemented, that would change anything. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the Meteor. I would love to hear yours below. Also, anything that you want to say on, I do love that feature. It's kind of cool. Not him. He's great, but the, this pop-up gun rack is very neat. But anyway, yeah, would love to hear what you guys think about this ship or anything coming in 4.2.1. If you have any strategies that you use when a new patch drops, throw them down below. You might help out someone else. And gang, that's all I got. This one's a pretty short one. Catch you next time.